Ranking every Premier League team's 23 to 24 season. In no particular order, let's start off with Aston Villa. I'm going to put them in quality, the highest tier. With Unai Emery, they've been soaring. Ollie Watkins at his best. They got Champions League football. They've been playing really entertaining football. So yeah, quality. Sheffield United, of course, they finished last in the Premier League. New record for the most goals conceded. I think you see where this is going. I'm putting them in the tier. Next up, we have Brighton. De Zerbi leaving now. They've actually massively underachieved since last season. Their rivals Crystal Palace are now above them in the table due to Brighton's weight of Europa League football. So for me, I'm going to put them in the bad tier. Towards the end of the season, they lost a lot of games. Next up, Liverpool. At the start of the season, they were title contenders, but then they sort of bottled it with Jurgen Klopp. He's now left the club. I'm going to put them in the decent tier. Chelsea, of course, they were carried by Cole Palmer. Pochettino is now leaving. I think he did a really good job. I think they've been a bit underrated this season. I'm going to put them in the mid-tier. Burnley, of course, relegated. There's not much to say here. Sorry, but they're going in the last tier. But that's not to say that I don't rate Vincent Kompany. Wolverhampton Wanderers, they've been very unfortunate of injuries with Hwang and Pedro Neto, but Gary O'Neill has really transformed the side. I'm going to put them in the mid category. On to Man City, the winners of this year's Premier League. At the start, it feels like they drop loads of points, but they always come back at the end of the season really strong. They're making the Premier League boring, but of course I have to put them in the quality column. Luton Town, at the start of the season, they were nicking loads of results, but towards the end, they just let it slip a bit. They got relegated, but there was quite a lot of quality shown, so I'm going to put them just here. Next up, we have Arsenal, the runners-up in the Premier League this season. I think they've improved a lot, but they still need a striker. Their defence is really solid, the most clean sheets in the Premier League. I'm going to put them in quality. Next up, Brentford, been hit with quite a few injuries. Ivan Toney has not been at his best. I'm going to put them just here. Bournemouth, under Iraola, they've done superb. Solanke at his best. They've transformed, so they earn the spot in the decent category. Fulham, also a side which have improved a lot as well. Paulinho, a great player with the most tackles in the Premier League this season. I'm going to put them in decent as well. Everton, of course, very unlucky with the points deduction. Whether it was fair or not, they still gave up a great fight. Second most clean sheets in the league this season, but they weren't very clinical in attack. I'm going to put them in the mid category. Spurs under Ange Postecoglou have really improved. At the start of the season they were title contenders, but it slowly ripped apart. But they have been playing good football, so I'm going to put them in the decent category. Next up we have Newcastle, who towards the end of the season have been playing really good football with Isak and Gordon both on fire. However, they did finish 7th place this season, so I'm going to put them in the decent category. West Ham United sack David Moyes. They've done alright this season and finished in 9th place. I'm going to put them in the mid category. Now moving on to the exciting Crystal Palace, who started off really with a rough season with Roy Hodgson at the wheel. But since his departure and Oliver Glasner's takeover, they've been phenomenal. The front three is really exciting to watch, and I hope all the players stay next season. They're going in the decent category. Nottingham Forest, Chris Wood and Morgan Gibbs-White have both been on good form, but under Nuno Espirito Santo, not as good. Very defensive football, not very entertaining, so I'm going to put them in the last category. Lastly, Man United, horrible stuff is going down at this club and no one knows what the problem is. The stadium's flooding, Man United fans think they're getting Elise, but why would he go there? He needs to bring his umbrella if he does go. I don't think he will go. Man United are awful right now, so they're going in the last category.